when you're in that type of format, let me give you a little explanation. Ones, ones, twos, twos, threes, threes, and that's kind of how we kept it. There was some intermingling positionally due to numbers at specific positions, but everybody got a chance to compete. We don't have any scout teams during the course of the spring. It's all competition. I thought a lot of guys took advantage of that and have certainly improved. As you can see, we have 4 quarterbacks. All of them competed today. 3 new tailbacks. Timmy will be full goals in the next couple of weeks here. So he'll kind of, with so little time that he played a year ago, we feel really good because he's healthy. Jackson Paradis, showed that 230-pound frame today, which obviously that's a role that we're looking for him to grow in. Jalen John, too, from Arizona, who I thought was really one of the better tailbacks, if not the best tailback we had at Arizona in 21. So, we've kind of gone well there. At receiver, we got several new guys, and 2 more will join us here in the end of May. So, we've certainly made some improvements there. We're not done at the offensive line. We're still looking to sign another guy, but we've made improvements, and you can see us getting better as well there. Defensively, we've got several new guys, but at the same time, some of the hallmark names are still there. Marcus, Marcus is still with us, and now he's playing both defensive ends positions, which isn't easy, but we're doing that for obvious reasons. In a normal scenario, he could be at the tight end side, defensive end, but in pass rush scenarios, he can move to the other side. So, I think it's pretty obvious we're much better than a year ago, especially on the offensive side. I think we have the chance to play complementary football, and that's what we're shooting for as we move forward the month of May and June.
Questions? Was it always the plan to end that with a field goal and sort of give the defense a chance, or was that just kind of a spur of the moment? Let's put Cameron out there and kind of. It seems like there were situations developed in the game that you would want to practice in real football games.
Yeah, I got Ben Albert in my ear. Hey, we got to get a couple kicks here, So we were trying to get that done. But yeah, it's funny how it kind of ended up. I looked at the clock and I saw it was winding down. So I told the official, I said, hey, if we get a chance, we're going to try to kick one here. And obviously to challenge Cam, but also, gave the defense a chance. And, obviously we made it a live situation. And the end result was a good play for them, for the defensive guys.
Keith Kaczynski said on Thursday that year 2 for you and for him is usually a big jump year. Do you feel that jump is happening, and where is it coming from?
Yeah, I think it's familiarity. You know what I mean? And I think he's obviously talking about defensively. Our guys were carrying over 40 concepts defensively for today. Well, a year ago, they're not so sure about all those concepts. Where now we pound at them with a similar taste, and obviously, they're managing it much better. A lot of it today too for them, it was we wanted to see how much man coverage we can play. That's got to be partly who we are. You've got to be able to have no free access and make, your opponents, feel you and feel the pressure. So, with that being said, that's what we're trying to get done, so, and it's good for our offensive guys. But I thought, outside of not getting lined up on the one play, I thought we competed pretty well on defense. And like I said, I think offensively, we're now in a position where both sides of the ball give us a chance to play complementary football. And that's really what it's all about.
Do you feel like you're farther ahead at the end of spring practice than you thought you might be?
It's a hard one, because your expectations and your standards are usually pretty high, and our standards and expectations for this group were high. So, I think the guys have worked real hard to approach it. I don't think they're there by any stretch of the imagination, but I think there's a foundation there that we can take and move forward from there.
Does that make, when you start practice in the summer, easier to jump into because of this foundation?
Yes, I believe it does. Because if you're out there just putzing around, what are you wasting your time for? Why are you out there? So, when obviously you can get all that done, that's a positive. And we are, it's very simple. I think the guys had fun today, but I also think it was pretty businesslike when the time was, when the timing was important.
How big of a strength can this defensive back group be going into the new year?
I think good. The one thing, I'll be honest, we've kind of fought the injury bug there during camp. Obviously, Josh didn't do anything today. Mahoney's been Mahoney. There's a reason why he was first team, all independent. And he's kind of been that way the whole camp. So, spring. We've moved Darius Gooden to corner. So we now have what we call the big nickel. He's 6'3", can put his hands on you. He can run. And, he's taken great strides. Tristan has missed a bunch of time as well. But, always fighting to get back and played some reps today, which was good to see. Donovan Turner's still working his way through it and learning. So, but yeah, we feel pretty good about that back end. Tyler, I think, is vastly improved from a year ago, at safety. T. Powell, doing a great job. I think plays fast, has coverage skills. The nice thing about him is he gives you the opportunity that you don't have to nickel because he can handle himself versus a wide receiver. So that's a big deal. And we've got a bunch of guys that are still working through it. DJ, who joined us from Ole Miss, he was evident out there and has played his way into the mix for us as well.
And Ortiz, how is he doing with the injury?
He's doing good, but, I don't, he won't say nothing, which you admire, but at the same time, he's not 100%, and it's very obvious.
Did you get through this without any major things?
Nothing. Yeah, to be honest, like Ryan Bamford said it to me after. He goes, "Hey, Don, we made it through and nobody getting nicked up." And to be honest, you're trying to learn, teach your system, both sides of the ball, degree of toughness, try to take your scheme to 300 level against one another, and keep everybody healthy.
What's your schedule now, between now and
Me?
the first? No, you and everybody collectively.
Well, my guys will go on the road for a month. So they'll be on the road recruiting for a month. I wanted to have the ability to go on the road because I think in this day and age, you guys will probably agree or disagree. I'd like your opinion, though. In years ago, they didn't let their head coaches out in the spring. I got it. But today, December 16th, they're making decisions. I mean, they're signing their name on the line. So trying to impact it in December, you're kidding yourself. They should allow us to go out on the road, and that's what I've been fighting that battle. Let us go out in the spring. You want to keep us off the road? Keep us off the road in December. But I think we could make a difference, getting out there, getting to know the kids and all that, all the things that are important in recruiting, but obviously they're not. So I'll just continue to work hard in recruiting on the phone, and also as much football. I'll attack the first 4 opponents, come up with a game plan at least from defensive side, and those are the types of things that you do in the month of May. Then in June, that's camp month, so there's a lot of camps to go to, and there's a lot of camps that we have on our own campus. So evaluation of high school talent is a big piece. And then we're also allowed to spend a couple hours a week with the players in meetings and doing some football individual. And that's what we'll do. What we don't want to do is make the kids go through a summer, spring practice. That's not what we want. We just want to make sure that we keep working on our craft and getting better schematically. So,
You guys report when for fall camp approximately?
July 28th, I believe it is. I'm pretty sure it's the 28th.
What's the biggest difference between practices now in the spring and in the fall?
Not really a whole lot different, because we spend our time, like, if you'd have come here Thursday, and I think our guys started too. Like, we were gonna come out here in no pads and a shirt and shorts and just kind of bimp around and go. We were in full pads. We were every scenario, red zone, 2-minute, team run, all the scenarios they could possibly get, they got. So that's a nice thing to be able to do. But we'll kind of do that on a weekly basis. Monday will be, the day to introduce next week's opponent, break a sweat, do those things. Tuesday and Wednesday are big practices, and Thursday as well.
If I recall correctly, one of the main things that you mentioned for the quarterbacks earlier in the spring was for you to see them being able to see things and check things and move along in the progressions. Who did you see doing that well today?
To be honest, I kind of think each one of them had a moment where I just liked the way they went about their business. Our freshman's going to be a good player too. So I'm excited about him as well. I thought Tyson had good. I mean, they all did. And I don't want to. Torn apart. By they said he said this, and they're all doing good things, and the battle rages, and it rages, and it rages for several reasons. Everybody competes better when they know they got a chance to play. So that's the way we like to keep it. But going into the first week, we'll have a starter.
Do you like having that problem? Do you like having that many potential options and that many guys?
Are you kidding me? Last year was difficult, and really a lot of it from injury. So
Coach, I know the Troy coach was talking about a spring practice doing some sort of like joint game or joint.
that'd be awesome.
Or what do you
I'd be all for that.
all for the sharing joint spring practices and games?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'd be all for that.
Yeah. And what's any reason behind that? 'Cause I think the kids
Yep.
play each other at the same time. Like,
Because I think by the end of spring, they're like, oh, geez. When you're playing the same people over and over and over again, schematically, you're getting similar concepts. I think it's nice to broaden both sides of the ball's horizon. I don't know if they'll ever do that, but that'd be cool. I think it's a great question brought up. I know.
thanks, Coach.
I think it's good.